impact Mbappé's arrival at Real Madrid would have on the competition in the UEFA Champions League, noting that the team has become even more dangerous with a player of his capabilities. Real Madrid is always a strong team, they have a winning mentality, and their history in the Champions League is incredible. When they add a player like Mbappé to their squad, it gives them an extra dimension. He's a player who can change the course of any game in an instant, whether through his speed, his ability to finish attacks, or even creating opportunities for his teammates. Guardiola also talked about how Mbappé's style affects Real Madrid's tactics. Having Mbappé in the team means that Real Madrid can play in different styles. They can rely on counterattacks thanks to his speed, or they can exploit him to penetrate the box against teams that defend deeply. This type of player forces defenders to retreat all the time because once he gets the space, it's almost impossible to stop him. He further emphasized that Mbappé's impact goes beyond the field, extending even to the psychological effect on the opposition. When you have a player like Mbappé, it doesn't only affect the team, but it also affects the opponents. Other coaches now have to think twice before attacking Real Madrid openly because they know that Mbappé can punish them quickly. Can Mbappé become the greatest player of his generation? In discussing Mbappé's future and whether he can become the best player of his generation, Guardiola said, "If Mbappé continues at the current level, there's no doubt that he will be one of the greatest players of his generation. He has all the qualities needed: talent, speed, the ability to score goals, and a strong mentality. But in football, it's not enough to be good for 1 or 2 seasons. You have to prove yourself year after year." He added, "There are many players who shined at the beginning of their careers, but only a few have stayed at the top for a decade or more. For me, that's the biggest challenge for any player who wants to be considered one of the greats. Can Mbappé achieve that? I believe he has the ability, but it depends on him and his willingness to continue evolving." Conclusion: Guardiola's message to Mbappé and fans. In concluding his remarks, Guardiola sent a message to Mbappé, praising him but stressing the importance of focus and consistency. Kylian Mbappé is a great player, and what he's doing with Real Madrid right now is amazing. But he's still in the middle of his career, and the important thing is to continue improving and not be satisfied with what he's achieved. Football is constantly changing, and he must be ready to adapt to new challenges. He also addressed the fans. "I know that fans love comparisons between players, and that's part of the fun of football. But instead of focusing on who is the best, let's enjoy what these players are giving us. We are fortunate to live in an era with players like Mbappé, Haaland, Vinicius, and others. The future of football looks bright." With that, Guardiola provided a deep and balanced analysis of Mbappé's achievement, praising his abilities without overdoing the comparisons and focusing on the importance of consistency in the world of football, emphasizing that true success is not measured by one season, but by a player's ability to remain at the top for many years. Mbappé, proud to equal Ronaldo's goals. His advice is priceless. French star Kylian Mbappé, Real Madrid's forward, confirmed that his team is determined to achieve victories and claim titles, following their thrilling 3-2 win over Leganés. Mbappé scored twice to lead Real Madrid to victory against Leganés in their 29th round Spanish league match at the Santiago Bernabéu Stadium. In his post-match comments, Mbappé said, "We know what we have to do, and that is to win. I've always said that we are one family, and we will prove that." Mbappé spoke to the official club channel about the difficulty of the match, noting that things became more challenging after the break. He added, "It was a tough match. We started well and managed to score an early goal, but we didn't perform as expected for about 20 minutes. However, we knew that if we played better, we would score 2 more goals, and that's exactly what happened." Mbappé expresses his joy at equalizing Ronaldo's goals. Mbappé also expressed his joy at matching the number of goals of Portuguese legend Cristiano Ronaldo in his first season with Real Madrid, saying, "I'm very happy about that. We all know what Cristiano represents for us. He's a legend and gives me a lot of valuable advice." The French star concluded his comments by emphasizing the team's readiness to win titles, saying, "We've worked all year for this moment, and we will give our best to win every game and every possible title." Real Madrid turns to a swap deal to sign Højbjerg, Reports have revealed that Real Madrid has a plan to reduce the cost of signing Dutch defender Den Højbjerg from English club Bournemouth. Højbjerg is one of Real Madrid's targets during the upcoming summer transfer window, aiming to strengthen the team, which has struggled this season, especially defensively due to injuries. Due to high financial demands, the deal could fail, as happened last year with the Lenny Yoro transfer. Therefore, the club may decide to opt for a swap deal to reduce the transfer cost. According to several media reports, the Spanish giants may offer their player Fran Garcia, valued at 15 million euros, as part of the deal to reduce the cost of signing Højbjerg. It's worth noting that Højbjerg's release clause is 50 million euros, and if Garcia is included in the swap, the financial cost of signing the Bournemouth defender would decrease. Den Højbjerg's potential transfer to Real Madrid this season. This season, the young Spanish star has featured in 27 matches across all competitions for Bournemouth, scoring 2 goals. Fernandes, the potential Modric successor at Real Madrid. Spanish club Real Madrid is targeting Portuguese midfielder Bruno Fernandes, the playmaker of Manchester United, during the upcoming summer transfer window. Bruno Fernandes has been part of Manchester United since his transfer from Sporting Lisbon during the winter transfer window of 2020. According to the Daily Star, Bruno Fernandes has become a surprising target for Real Madrid in the upcoming summer transfer market, with reports suggesting the deal could cost Real Madrid £90 million. The newspaper also mentioned that Real Madrid scouts have been present at all of Manchester United's recent matches, both at home and away. It was noted that the club's scouting team has been closely monitoring Bruno Fernandes' performances in recent games. It is known that Manchester United's manager, Ruben Amorim, does not want to part with the team captain's services, but the club's desire to reduce salaries means that a substantial offer will be needed for him to consider a sale. Real Madrid's management sees Bruno Fernandes as one of their key targets, potentially replacing Luka Modric, who is 39 years old. If the deal goes through for the reported fee, Bruno Fernandes' transfer will be the most expensive departure from the English club, surpassing the £80 million deal for Cristiano Ronaldo's transfer in June 2009. Guardiola surprises Mbappé after his stellar performance in Real Madrid versus Leganés. Match. When Pep Guardiola, the manager of Manchester City, was asked about his opinion on the new achievement Kylian Mbappé reached with Real Madrid, his response was balanced, as expected. He praised the French forward but also made sure to emphasize that comparisons between players should be made with caution, especially when discussing one of the greatest players in football history, Cristiano Ronaldo. Guardiola's praise for Mbappé and his achievement with Real Madrid. Guardiola began his remarks about Mbappé by saying, "What Kylian Mbappé is doing this season with Real Madrid is not surprising to me. He's an exceptional player with a rare combination of speed, skill, and the ability to finish attacks brilliantly. We've seen that over the past years with Paris Saint-Germain and the French national team, and now he's proving himself once again in a team like Real Madrid. Scoring 33 goals in his first season with the team is a major achievement, but it's consistent with the level he's shown throughout his career." The Spanish coach continued by highlighting Mbappé's big game mentality. In football, it's not just about skills or speed, it's also about character. Great players are the ones who handle pressure and show up in critical moments, and Mbappé has proven that on many occasions. Scoring 2 goals in a tough match like the one against Leganés, after also scoring a brace in another match against Villarreal, shows that he knows how to be present when his team needs him. Guardiola, on the Mbappé-Ronaldo comparison. When asked to comment on the comparison between Mbappé's numbers and Cristiano Ronaldo's figures in his first season with Real Madrid, Guardiola responded diplomatically and cautiously, saying, "I understand why people make these comparisons. It's natural that any player who shines at Real Madrid is compared to one of the club's legends, especially when the numbers are similar. But we need to be fair. Cristiano Ronaldo is not just a player who scored many goals. He is one of the greatest players in football history, a person who maintained a high level for 15 years at the top levels, at Manchester United, Real Madrid, Juventus, and even for Portugal." He added, "What distinguishes Ronaldo is not just the number of goals he scored, but also his consistency, his ability to adapt to different clubs and leagues, and his boundless passion for winning. Mbappé is on the right path to becoming one of the best players in history, but we can't judge that now. He needs to maintain this level for many years to reach what Cristiano has achieved. Mbappé's impact on Real Madrid and Europe